Hi, I'm Lindsay with American Patchwork and Quilting. It seems like many quilters are comfortable putting quilts on their beds and their couches and even their tables, but that some are hesitant to hang their quilts in their home. And this could be because it involves, in many cases, putting permanent holes in your walls or the extra work of adding a hanging sleeve to your quilts. In this video, our staff is sharing their best and easiest tips for hanging quilts with little work. So let's check them out. I love hanging quilts in my home using small magnetic clips. That way I don't have to worry about putting holes in my wall at all. So let me show you a few different ways that I use these magnetic clips around my home.
My living room furniture has barn door accents like metal rails. I like to hang seasonal wall quilts from the magnetic clips off the railing on my bookcase to add some color to my room. I have a metal front door, so instead of hanging wreaths, I hang small quilts from the clips. And lastly, I have a metal floating shelf in my dining room that I can also hang a small quilt from.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth. Today I want to share with you two methods for how I hang and display mini wall quilts in my home. This is one of my favorite corners in my entire household. And here you'll see I have an applique quilt displayed on the wall using a poster hanger. Now, I actually found this poster hanger first and then made the wall quilt to fit it exactly. If you're not familiar with what a poster hanger is, it's pretty simple. It's just two pieces of wood sandwiched around the piece of artwork, or in this case, around the quilt. This one uses screws, but sometimes you'll find them with magnets. However, I recommend the version with the screws because sometimes quilts are just too bulky for the magnets to handle. Here in my home office, I have this rainbow-inspired yo-yo quilt, and to hang it on the wall, I just used these little white clothespins with some command strips behind it to adhere them to the wall so they can be easily removed. But I just love how the white just blends into the wall color, allowing the quilt itself to be the star.
Hi, I'm Allison. I love hanging quilts on my walls, as you can see, but I'm going to show you one of my favorite spots where I like to change out my quilt seasonally. It's really nice to have a little vignette set up where you have a quilt and layer it with, some photos or artwork, and then have little mementos or kind of display pieces on the table. It just helps add different layers and dimension. And then you can change it out for the season. So around Christmas time, I like to put a Christmas quilt on the wall and then like a little mini Christmas tree and little things like that on the table. It just helps add a little more interest to the overall look.
Hi, I'm Beth with American Patchwork and Quilting. I'm here today in our quilting studio. So we recently refreshed this space a little bit, and we knew we wanted a really flexible way to hang and display quilts on the wall. So we found this great system. It's called the STAS Picture Hanging System. That's STAS, and it really fit all of our needs. Everything hangs from this low profile rail that's mounted to the wall. And then we have these little strings that can be easily added. They can move along the track, and then we can hang the quilts from those. Then this little bracket hangs from the string, and this can be adjusted up and down. Then you can add the little quilt clip and hang it on the bracket. So that is how we hang our quilts.
Hi, I'm Joanna, the editor of Quilts and More magazine. When hanging wall quilts, I have to be especially careful because I have plaster on my walls, so I can't put any holes in them. So today I'm going to show you how to hang a wall quilt using command hooks. After you've gotten your command strip up on the wall, you need to figure out how to attach the other end to your quilt. There are a couple different ways that you can do this. So for example, there are several different hook options and different styles. You could use those and then put hanging loops on the back of your quilt. I'm actually not going to do that though.
As I mentioned before, I prefer to use the picture hanging type hooks, which you can see I have in the corners of my quilt. They can actually hold quite a bit of weight provided that you've cleaned your wall and you attach them properly to your project. Now this one I've already stuck on, and as you can see, it's on there pretty firmly. I'll probably just give that a couple more good presses, just put a little weight down on it, and I should be ready to hang this quilt by matching up the hooks on this end with the hooks that are on my wall.